Hello, everyone. There's a conversation that people normally make, and then when they are talking about petrol, and they'll be comparing it to other, countries, and say that petrol is cheaper in Nigeria. Petrol is cheaper in Nigeria. Oh, petrol, for example, petrol is so naira, but in UK or Saudi Arabia or somewhere else, it is so amount of money. One of the things that people never look at is the fact that how much is the minimum wage in this particular countries that they are comparing us to. So before you compare something, you have to do a holistic kind of compare. It's not one thing that you come and say that, oh, petrol, 1 liter of petrol is 1,005 or 1,003, but a liter of petrol in UK, it is $2 or £2 or something like that, and then you do the conversion rate and say that, oh, but it's cheaper in Nigeria than it is over there. One of the things that you must also look at is the fact that what is the minimum wage? If a Nigerian works for 1 hour, how much petrol can he buy? If someone in America, an American or a British person or a Saudi Arabia person works for 1 hour, how much petrol will he be able to buy? That's how you quantify it. That's how you actually know what you're doing. It's not to relate it in terms of the money and say, oh, this is it. Like somebody the other day was telling us, oh, he bought certain amount of food for nine euro, and then he was like, oh, you people think you are suffering in Nigeria. They're saying that you are suffering in Nigeria. He converted that 9 euro, to naira, and was saying that this is like 16,000. But he has forgotten that you will work for 1 hour and get that particular euro, whatever it is he said he spent on that thing that he spent. But somebody who worked in Nigeria for 1 hour would not be able to get that money that you converted it to. And so this is where the problem is. It's not to sit down there. But anyway, before I go on, just take a look at this video where Dangote is speaking.
So do you think it's the right time to get rid of the subsidies?
I think it is, because all countries have actually gotten rid of subsidies. Let me give you an example. Saudi Arabia used to give what Saudis, the citizens, believe that, look, oil is our own God-given gift. So the government shouldn't charge us for it. So government were selling it at a very low price. But today, as we speak, gasoline is about 40% cheaper in Nigeria than in Saudi Arabia, which I think it doesn't make sense. That is one. Number two, our price of gasoline is about 60% of the price of our neighboring countries. And we have very porous borders. So it is not sustainable. The amount of subsidies that were paid, government cannot afford those subsidies.
So do you need the government to take away the subsidies for your refinery to be viable?
Okay, you did hear, you heard, what's his name? Yeah, you heard Dangote there, making that analogy to say in Dubai, this is what it is. But in the meantime, what he has forgotten to show us is that what is the minimum wage of someone living in, not Dubai, rather, I'm sorry, Saudi Arabia. He told us that Saudi Arabia, this is how much they sell, Nigeria is 40% cheaper in Nigeria than Saudi Arabia. But at the same time, he didn't check what is the minimum wage of someone who is in Saudi Arabia. I did a Google while that video was going on, and I found out that it's 4,000 riyal for someone who is living in Saudi Arabia. That's the minimum wage. And I converted 1 Saudi riyal to United States dollar, and it said 0.27. So this is riyal to dollar rate. That's 0.27. If you have 1 riyal, that is it. Let me even convert riyal to naira, right? It said 1 Saudi riyal will be equals to 435 naira. So this 4,000 now, if you're going to put it that way, you're going to multiply this 4,000 that we have right now, just to put it in terms of how much it is you're earning in naira. It's 4,000 riyal, that is the minimum wage, them times 435 naira. So it will be that for them in Saudi, if you're converting the Saudi riyal to naira, it's 1,740,000 naira that they are earning as minimum wage. Meanwhile, a Nigerian is earning 70,000 naira. So when you're putting it and saying that, oh, somebody in Saudi Arabia, Nigerians are buying fuel so much cheaper than the person because you have done the conversion. I mean, when you convert 1,300 naira or 1,500 naira to riyal, the amount becomes very small, right? But the thing is that they are not looking at the fact that when you convert the salary, okay, for example, now the salary that someone in Nigeria earns and the one that person earns, how many days is the person going to work to be able to buy so amount of of fuel? How many hours are they going to work? For example, somebody who is earning 1,740,000, like the minimum wage in Dubai, if I divide this by 30, I'm going to have 58,000 naira. That is, every day a Saudi Arabian earns 58,000 naira per day. Meanwhile, after a lot of Nigerians earn 70,000 naira per month. If I carry that 70,000, I'm still using my calculator here. I carry that 70,000, I divide it by 30, I'm going to have 2,333 naira. So 2,333 naira, right? That's what on a daily, that's what a Nigerian is earning, 2,333 naira. Meanwhile, that same person from Saudi Arabia is earning 58,000 naira. So for a Nigerian, we work if you work for 2 days, for them, Nigeria has to work more than 1 day for them to be able to buy one. No, it's less now. So one day of work for a Nigeria cannot buy 2 liters of petrol for them. Yeah, of petrol. So that's the calculation. 1 day of work, 2,333. After working a whole day, it cannot buy that person 2 liters of petrol. Meanwhile, their counterpart there, what they work in an hour, we buy them more than that amount. So that's what they should be looking at. They should stop, these comparisons that they do and all of that. I personally have always been with the fact that subsidy needs to be removed. Subsidy for me, having subsidy in terms of just petrol and not in diesel doesn't make sense and stuff like that. But you're beginning to see the fact. I'm beginning to agree with those people who said they didn't want subsidy to be removed, because at the end of the day, they are concerned. Even in 2012, when people were on protest, their main concern was that this subsidy will be removed, and then the people in government, the corrupt people in government, are going to have more money that they're going to be spending on themselves, that they're going to be wasting. This is money that has been taken away from people's pocket and have been put inside a government hat, and they are just wasting it anyhow. That's where we are right now. So it's not a matter of someone coming to sit down and tell us that, oh, they are buying petrol cheaper in Saudi Arabia. He should tell us how much the minimum wage in Saudi Arabia, how much is it? Per day is 58,000 naira. In Nigeria, it is 2,333 naira. In Nigeria, we work a whole day and they cannot buy 2 liters of petrol. But in Saudi Arabia, his work in a day can buy him a lot of liters of petrol. So that's how they will do the calculation and stop insulting our sensibilities. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.